It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Clippers in Los Angeles. So for the Clippers, their last game, a loss to the Trailblazers. That game was a shootout. Defense will be the key tonight for them to bounce back with a win. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, the grit and grind era over the last few years brought franchise-changing success. But, Kenny, the competition out west, man, it's really fierce.
Yeah, I do like Memphis because they have, great leadership from their vets. You know, not always able to get it done on the court, but the leadership to stay the course is what's impressive about them. And they could stay in contention.
You know, they've retooled with our rebuilding. Whether they're winning or losing, their attitude and approach has always been professional.
You like Memphis? You like the city of Memphis?
I like Memphis. Beale Street, baby.
Beale Street, yeah.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup, and today's game as the Grizzlies come into town for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Weber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter David Aldridge. You look at the Clippers, 10 games back from the top spot. They're still jockeying for position.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
To give them credit, they got some really good pieces in place. So the road ahead it's going to be tough, of course, but I think they're in better shape than a lot of other teams.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. We've got Q. Whiteside is out there with buckets. Then there's Speedy, and it's Irvin in at the 3. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Now the pass to Conley. He kicks to Whiteside. Just 5 to shoot, and Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. You know, certain teams, Chris, look fantastic during the regular year, but once they get to the playoffs, they really struggle. They can't seem to find themselves. Why is that?
Well, one thing is that certain teams are just built to win regular season games. You can hone in on a team for 7 games. Can they make an adjustment? Can they play together? In the playoffs, you need star power that's working together. You need everyone on the same page. What you did during the season no longer works in the playoffs. How can the coaches, how can your teammates, how can you make everyone better and adjust at the same time? If you're lacking in any area, you're vulnerable.
They become exposed, don't they?
You become exposed because what you do every night may not be an advantage against the team that you're about to play in a 7-game stretch. Yeah, definitely. Teams are vulnerable. You have to hone in and, again, be the best version of you so you can adapt to any situation in that game.
Here's Carson. No good on that one. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
2 things in play there, Greg. I mean, they had a huge advantage in free throw attempts, and as a unit, they shot the lights out at the line.
And the shot goes down.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, I think he was surprised. He was so open. I mean, that's just a defensive breakdown.
And that one, good. Q's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Here's Carson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They hit Hassan Whiteside. The Clippers in the past few seasons, Greg, have completely overhauled their roster. They are making some serious changes here.
Practically nobody from the team 2 years ago is still with the franchise. It was a complete teardown, and they felt they needed to hit the reboot button. Jerry West knows what he's doing, though, and he's done this before with great success.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
And there's the foul. It's on Q. That's his first foul. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Carson kicks to Capella. Here's Washington. And again, no good by the Clippers. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Pass to Connor. And it's blocked. And there it is for him. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. To Parsons. Right block shot. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Parsons got his second basket of the game.
I like the bounce pass there. He's getting creative.
Passes to Q. It's good.
Well, no matter what, he's always going to be one of the most dangerous men on the court.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Capella kicks to Parsons. And the pass to Washington. Over Whiteside. It's rebounded by Memphis. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach J.B. Bickerstaff. I asked him what the plan was to deal with all that quickness, and he said the key is transition defense. Speed shows up in the open floor. If we take that away, we feel we have a big advantage. We'll see if they can slow things down tonight. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. For Memphis, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Clippers. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies. Right now, quite a ways down below.
And when you look at the Clippers, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
To give them credit, they got some really good pieces in place. The road ahead is going to be tough, of course, but I think they're in better shape than a lot of other teams.
Now here's Parsons. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Q. Here's Speedy. Puts it up from 12. Here's Buckets. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. C-Web, a quick tactical question here. As a big, when you're defending the pick and roll, what are the things you're looking to do? How do you handle them?
Okay, I'm going to try to rapid pace this because this is what goes through your mind. What did Coach say in that shoot around? Wait a minute, who is this? Is this Steph Curry that can dribble, or is this Thompson that loves to take a step back? Or is it a player like Durant that loves to hit you with the step back? Or who's setting the pick? Is it a guy like Thompson that's going to slip? Or is it a guy like Dwight Howard that they can throw it up to? Is it Capella that may slip and go through and you still throw it up to and you can't get back? Who's communicating?
Wow.
Who's on my team in the corner? What shooter's in the corner? Because they can't leave the corner to come help. Do I hedge hard? Do I not hedge hard? Oh, no, this is the NBA. It's the greatest players in the world, and even if you do it right, they're going to score anyway. That's kind of what goes through your mind.
That is something else. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
Pass to Hall. Kicks it to Parsons. The pass to Washington. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. Speedy's got 8 points.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Grizzlies have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time. And here is Los Angeles now, trailing by 4. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies and came away with the win.
Yeah, and they picked up the win in their last game against this club, and really it was a parade to the free throw line.
Well, it tells you a lot about who's the more aggressive team. I mean, they should have that same exact attitude tonight.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Clippers able to drain the 3. 32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Capella, high post. Pass to Carson. There's 18 seconds left in the first. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Count it. And now a 5-point Memphis lead.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
Pass to Carson. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. A free-flowing first quarter. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at the Grizzlies' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, right. Only the first quarter. Don't over panic, but it seems like their strategy is working. We'll see if the other side can counter.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Q out there with Speedy. Then there's Whiteside. Then it's the Prophet. And it's Buckets in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Parsons. He's off on that one. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Fires from 18. And another basket for Memphis.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving till they find the right shot.
Hall. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Los Angeles. Hall. 2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Passes to Irvin. And stolen by Parsons. Carson, no good. Memphis leading by 5. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
They're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, DA. Thanks. Every year there seem to be a few rookies, C-Web, who immediately show that they should have been drafted a lot higher. Why is there the difficulty in placing these guys where they should be drafted? Why are evaluations sometimes wrong?
Evaluations, they can be so iffy because of a team skill set. I tell a lot of players when they come into the NBA, don't be frustrated after your first year or second year if you haven't played the way that you want. In order to be a great basketball player, you have to have a great situation. A team that needs you to do certain things at certain times that you can do for them. And so I think why evaluating is so hard is because you're evaluating the player and then evaluating unknown, how they fit in with these different pieces that have already been established on your team. And that's kind of the wild card. You can know if a guy can shoot, dribble, and pass, but how does it work with the other players on the team? And so there's some GMs that have missed out on a lot of great talent, but you can't beat them all up because there's so many moving parts into this evaluation that usually it's easier to get it wrong than right.
And so here's Memphis, leading by 5. Timeout called here. The first for Memphis. The son of former NBA coach Bernie Bickerstaff, JB got his first head coaching job here in Memphis.
Yeah, played for his father, such an intense coach and with a deep playbook. And after Fizdale was fired, JB was named the Grizzlies interim head coach. Before that, he had been an assistant in Charlotte, Minnesota, Houston. He's a young guy, but he's been around basketball a long time.
The pass to Q. Here's Speedy. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Speedy's got the lead up to 7 now for Memphis. Kicks it to Capella. Uncovered. Carson gets the bucket.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Here's Washington. Bank shot. No good.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
Here's Washburn. Here's Whiteside. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that,
almost beyond belief, Greg. I mean, even on a bad night, you think they'd at least be competitive.
Here's the doctor to the inside. Washington, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Here's Washburn. It's tipped. Parsons on the wing. It's good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Memphis leading by 3. Hugh passes to Connor. Over Washington. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Pass to Hall. Here's the 3. That shot is off. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
The Prophet passes to Whiteside. Another shot, and it's good on the way in. That's 12 points for buckets.
Look, he doesn't waste time. Once he gets the rebound, he does what he should. Goes right back up with it.
There's the double team from Whiteside. Pass to Carson. To the inside. Passes it to Hall. Parsons outside. Pocket 4. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Misses from the corner.
He's gone off the rails this quarter. And it's a bad time to do it. I mean, when they're needing to fight from behind.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Here's Carson. Here's Speedy. On target from 13 feet. Speedy's got 15 points.
Yeah, I'm surprised that D isn't respecting his mid-range game more. They ought to be. I bet you they will be soon.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Parsons is checked in. Inside and stolen by Parsons. The pass to Carson. Here's Speedy. Kicks it out to Parsons. Pass to Washington. Knocks down the 3-ball. 18 points for him.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Pass to Parsons. Shoots a fader. He can't get it to go. Parsons passes to Irvin. Here's Connor. He can't hit that time. And we've reached half. Time in this one. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 6. And now let's catch up with.
Thanks, Kevin. Doc, what has to change offensively?
We got to move the ball. We got to run our stuff.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of it.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, hoop fans. NBA halftime show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. For the Grizzlies, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. And guys, for the Grizzlies, Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they've been pounding. I mean, pounding it in the paint. Not just taking the first 3-pointer when it came across. That keeps the defense on its toes.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Fewer isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And that does it for our half.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. What a game we're seeing from Speedy.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The 3-ball just kept falling.
Well, and credit coach for repeatedly calling his number, because if it ain't broke, don't mess with it.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Thornwell is out there with money, and it's the closer. Then there's the doctor, and it's Washington in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Washington.
Memphis leading by 4. Passes it to Q. To the middle. Here's Noah, and Noah with the slam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Over to the left wing. Here's Carson, and he lays it straight in. Carson's got his second basket of the night.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you spend all that time in the locker room trying to get mentally prepared. Then you come out and give up that? Nah.
6 on the shot clock. From 12 feet out. And it's off the back rim. No good. Clippers trail by 4. Parsons for 3. Sinks the triple. Parsons got 9.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Knocked loose and stolen by Parsons. Washington sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Speedy's got 23 points.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. We've seen Speedy really having a great game.
They got to start guarding him out to about 28 feet because he's killing them from long range.
Garrett Temple is checked in for Thornwell. And with this chance, we can show you the real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. Those are the season's top shot blocking teams. Fifth best, the Grizzlies.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal. Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button, and you wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, D.A., he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you. Carson passes to Hall. Here's Carson. There's the pass to Washington. Yes, that goes in. Speedy's got 25 points.
He's reason number one there in the front. I mean, his shooting has been almost flawless.
Pass to Connor. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and it's good on the layup. Speedy's got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
Lets it go from deep. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. We've got a moment now to check out how the points have been divided between the starters and the bench for Memphis. So it's the Grizzlies now. Q passes to Buckets. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Passes to Washington. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Los Angeles has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Temple to pass to Washington. And Temple kicks to Carson. And that's a foul called in the doctor. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Oh, terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Here's the Prophet, covered by Parsons. Here's Irvin. Parsons with some nice D. Los Angeles has gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Speedy the pass to Irvin. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Grizzlies have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Robinson's checked in for the Clippers. Then for the Grizzlies, Joakim Noah's checked in for Caboclo. Justin Holiday comes in for C.J. Miles. And Tyler Dorsey's subbed in for Carter. The Clippers have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Noah with the block. And they're able to recover. And he's able to get it back. And another shot. That one goes in. Carson's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
They lost their edge on D here in the second half. I mean, far too passive. They're not dictating the pace anymore.
Here's Irvin, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
2 shots, gentlemen.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line. And the first one drops. A different look for the Clippers. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Robinson. Tyrone Wallace comes in for Parsons. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Carson. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Carter comes in for... for Tyler Dorsey. Bounce pass from Beverly. Here's Speedy, guarded by Holiday. 6 to shoot. Here's Washington. Joke. Joakim Noah grabs the miss.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Then on Sunday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Brooklyn Nets.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with. But I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And the Clippers call time here.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out of this.
Both teams deciding to change it up. These players have been vacuums on the boards recently, leading the league in rebounding the past month. Fifth best, Clint Capella.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
It's stolen. Here's Washburn. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
The pass to Washington. Here's the doctor. Kicks it out to Parsons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he hits the bucket. Parsons got 11 points. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Connor. Here's buckets. Good on the three-point shot. And the Grizzlies lead by 2. Third quarter here and 5.